Here are the best of the best bottles that I picked up yesterday. I actually went back out there after I filmed the video and found a few more things. And one thing I picked up was this, and I'm pretty sure this is an inkwell, an old inkwell bottle. This is just a glass lens, flat on one side. I have no idea what it was for. I kind of thought maybe old tail light or something. I don't know. My husband thought magnifying glass, but it's not really very good quality to look through. But this bottle here, which I still need to clean, it's got a very narrow neck. This is upside down. That's what it is. If you're around my age, you will remember this. Castoria. Fletcher's Castoria bottle. So that's pretty old, and the neck of it is actually crooked. And then this is the Heinz cream and honey, or I'm sorry, Heinz honey and almond cream. And this was actually makeup, a kind of a makeup cream that was sold. And this is your little milk glass Pond's jar, but it's a little bit different from the ones I've seen because it actually has the metal top and it says Pond's on it, although I don't think this camera's going to pick up too well. It does have Pond's stamped into it, and the bottom of it actually says Pond's patent applied for. So you can tell that this is a very early bottle here. I do have several of the other big Pond's jars and medium size. This one here has a little bit of a pattern on it. It says Q-Tex on the bottom. So I'm pretty sure that it was probably a nail polish bottle. So that was a nice find. And of course the best of the best was this whiskey bottle. I did look this up, and it is Four Roses bourbon whiskey bottle by John Paul Jones Company. And I think it was out of Lexington, Kentucky. I have found several similar, but not this exact pattern. So I can't really give you the exact age of it, but I want to say somewhere in the 1920s, 1930s, and it could have been pre-Prohibition. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. I'll keep doing research and see what I can find. You can see it still needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it says aged in wood. Would have had a label here. Would have been somewhat of a metallic type label that would have said John Paul Jones Bourbon Whiskey, and then it would have had a label here. And of course, the labels being partially paper are long gone. The top of it would have had a tin or some type of metal, like a shot glass almost, that would have set down over the top. It would have had a cork here, and then the metal would have come down over the top of it. So far in the ones I've seen, that's how they all look. But that bottle, if that's the only bottle I found all day, that would have made it worthwhile. That was a beautiful bottle, and I tell you, it was sticking out of the sidewall of that little ravine, and only about this much was sticking out. It was sticking out like this, and I could only see just this little bit here, and I knew that if I dug it out and it was whole, it was going to be an awesome bottle. And it was hard to dig out because it was in a compacted area, and I'm just so thrilled. I pulled it out, and the thing is whole. And it does have a few chips on the lip. That doesn't faze me a bit because it was sticking out like that. I'm surprised that it wasn't busted off here. But it does have some writing on the bottom. It just talks about patent pending. And that little mark, I think, is a Owens, Illinois glass manufacturer's mark. So I'm going to try to look that up a little more. This little pin here, this was actually laying on the ground on top of an area where this had all washed out. And I just picked it up, and that is in the video if you watched it. So this side here looks like it looks like it would have been a brooch. There's a little thing here and a little thing here that looks like there would have been a pin that went across there. But the thing that's puzzling me is this side actually has a little hinge right here. So it looks like it would have had a little piece covering, a little hinged piece that actually covered it. And you can see that this little piece is stuck to it. So I'm thinking that that might have been the piece of the covering that was hinged. And it looked like it was all copper. Butterfly would have been a very pretty little brooch. It's really corroded together. I'm not going to try to pull that off because it would just damage it. I would pull it apart. So I'm just thrilled to find this, and it was just laying on the ground. And it has to be from maybe 1920s, 1930s. I want to put it in that range just because these bottles are probably from that time period. So I have a bunch more bottles outside soaking in water, and I'll go out and show you those. But these were the best of the best.